What a race today we have on the Glasgow Crit 6 circuit. Short and sweet. It says one lap, but you're going around the city effectively 6 times, just under 12 miles. As you can see, lots of power-ups. It's a crit race, criterion race. So it's punchy, it's fast, it's furious, it's non-stop, to be honest. And this, if you're staying at the front, you need a big heart because it's tough. People are attacking. People are using the power-ups wisely. These little punchy climbs, you can see the jagged climbs on the graphic. You need to be right at the front and you need to be on the ball. We've got 19 races in my category, which is 390 to 520. So it's a low category B, as I like to think of it. But it's got some tremendously competitive riders. I've been riding in this category for about perhaps 4 to 6 weeks maximum. I've had some strong results in December when I've had the Christmas New Year break and I've been able to get on every other day, to be fair, which is unusual for me, but it's just really got my base fitness up. So here we go on the first lap. You can see it's just up and down, little 2% climb there, where you need to be, look, I'm over 300 watts there on the top left. Average is only 240. And you see the power up there. So as we come around the corner on the left, you get this repeated, I want to say 100-foot climb. We go, see it in a moment. I don't know, I'm out to the front there. I should be drafting. It might be around the next bend actually. No, it's here. Yeah, it's a little 2%, and then you get a little dip, and then everyone sprints over the next part, as you can see, to the banner to get the next power up, which I want to say is about 100 feet. But I always try and be at the front here because you need to be putting 600 watts, or I need to, for my equivalent. Got to be stood up here. You see the rest of the group catch up onto me here in a minute. I'm only having to put it around 500 around 500 there because I already had that little lead. It's probably the first lap, everybody's not warmed up, but you'll see in consecutive laps that needs to be raised. It gets very competitive on there. People use the anvil on here. I think you either get the feather or the anvil, and I think it mixes it up. I'm not sure how that works exactly. Little punch here, so you can't wait, you can't rest after that other climb. Then there's a little dip. By the way, when people are using the anvil and pressing on, you really need to be on your game on a downhill. You can't just freewheel, I guess, unless you're a very heavy rider. You need to be chasing, or you'll get left behind even on the little descents here, and someone can probably make 20-50 feet on you. I'm just pressing over these little crests in a good position here. Long way to go, 10 miles to go, 87 feet gone, just over 4 minutes now, and you get an idea of the lap. So you see the people using the anvil there, so I need to press here. Look, I'm well in the draft. I'm having to do 300 watts to keep up, so it's very competitive. You got all the riders on the top graphic, it's bunched together, nobody's going to be dropped. A little punch again, just to keep in that front group. I've punched through there into first position, just using my momentum, but it's just fast and furious. I'm using a feather there because I can see a banner coming up where I'll get a new, so I might as well, where I get a new power up. See how I'm steaming there? It's so cold in that shed that any heat generated from my head, people might say, as well as not drafting, I'm using and wasting a lot of energy elsewhere there. I was alright, feeling okay once you warmed up. What have I got? Got another feather there. Comfortably in the first group here. I do love this circuit, it really suits me. I'm getting better on the longer climbs. We've just seen some of the longer climbs on the Fresh Outer series, at least always one per circuit there. Getting better on the 5-minute climbs, but I really enjoy the fast pace of this circuit. I like the crit racing. Just get up, standing up there. Just push round. I've got to say, for some reason, you see me using the steering there, but at points during this race, I don't know whether it was being affected by the cold, but I was applying the steering, but there was no effect. I couldn't move to the left and right at times. So if you see me just out there, out of the draft, it wasn't that I wasn't trying to get in the draft. For some reason, the button wasn't working. So 255 average, you can see the pace with 8.7 miles to go. And bearing in mind that is only going to increase on a circuit like this, because there's nowhere to have a breather. Here we go on this climb again, on the second lap, effectively. See, I'm not flying ahead. Other people have just taken that mantle. There's 5 here. The group are bunched together. Get stood up. 528. 590. 603 watts, you see there. Keep pushing until we get to the crest, and then you don't get dropped on the descent. You see people come through here and start pushing. So you have no breather. If someone's using that anvil, just watch. Bear in mind I'm perfectly in the draft there. Oh, they've just eased off actually. Thank goodness. Someone's flown through there, a couple have with the anvil. There's a little climb here. Gotta be on it. Yeah, you can see someone's got off there attacking. Just rein them back in. I steered there and took the shorter route, which was good. I'm in a great position here. Just stand up to make sure no one goes away. 8.2 miles, just over 8 minutes. Cruising at 30 miles an hour. 304 calories, although a large part of that. I did nearly 20 minutes warm up this morning. Really took me time, so I got the warmth and heat into my legs. Still can only just take the top off now because it was freezing. But once you're warmed up, it is good to have that shed door open. It provides a nice, wasn't a breeze, but it's just nice cold. Again, everyone's bunched. No one's. Oh, there has been a few dropped actually, because I look at the bottom of this board and somebody's 8 seconds behind. So probably 12 riders there. Can't believe 7 have been dropped that early. Perhaps they have. There you go. Someone's just pushing with the feather. You see that because I'm having to do 280 watts in the draft to keep up with them. Now this is the sprint finish. It's a fantastic flat and a little incline there to the banner. But it's a fantastic finish because you can see the banner from 1,000 feet out. Spanish rider. It's just gone off there doing over 5 watts a kilo. Going to have to pull him back in. Can't imagine he's attacking with 7.4 miles to go. But he's certainly making an intentional move there. The rest of the group aren't having that. You can see everyone's putting it in over 300 watts will absorb the rider probably in a couple of corners. 4 miles done, just over 10 minutes. Look at the average on the left, 262 average. As I said, it's only creeping up. This was fast. Well done, the Spanish rider there. Probably done half a lap, perhaps even a lap there. Let's see if we can rein him in as we come round the bends to this climb again for the third time. By the time you get to the penultimate climb on the 5th, that's when I really start feeling it. On the 6th, you know it's the last lap, it's not a problem. But the 5th, 4th and the 5th, they get a bit tiring, especially when everyone else is really pushing. I'm sure everybody else feels the same, but it gets to your hamstrings, those sprinty climbs. So you just have a sit down push here, which isn't easy. Sometimes I get up there just to get over this brow so I can have a little, just pull off there slightly on this little gentle descent. But then it's all out as soon as you get to the zebra crossing there, crossing the road, and up we go. I've got an anvil, so I won't be using my power up. You can see I'm pushing over 600, or just hovering on 600 watts there. It's been plenty enough, even with everybody else with a feather. I suspect everyone else is just taking a little breather and use the feather there. So I can use the anvil now, which gives me a breather on this little descent. You want to use it now because it's ineffective, obviously, on a climb, because it's adding weight to your rider. So it gives you momentum on the descent, which is good. The Swedish rider just gone out there, just push forth. I'll said it and I'll say it again. There's no opportunity to relax on this course. You're sweeping round corners and see the little attacks there. If I'd just waited in and not reined that back in, I could have been easily 20, 50 feet behind. And you can see they're pressing on. I'm having to stand up again there. There we go. It pulls me right through. But just drawing in that attack again, covering that attack. I've got to say, I enjoy covering attacks like that. I do enjoy it after the occasion, after the race. When you can sit back and commentate and look back on it from the comfort of your armchair, it's much easier. It's tough at the time. 6 miles to go, 306 feet, so almost halfway, 13 minutes completed. Push up here, what we're having to do up there, perhaps a little less. It's still hovering on 500, just below 500 watts. Not everyone's pushing there. I'm in a perfect position here. Yeah, so what have we got riders wise here? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So out of the 19, 11 are still in this front group. And then from Phillips, the Welsh rider, who's 27 seconds behind, I suspect that's that, especially with the pace that this front group are going at, which I think will only get faster, especially on the penultimate and final lap. It's not going to hold up, and the group behind aren't going to be able to catch up 30 seconds, no chance. There's no opportunity to catch up, because on the flats here, on the little flat sections, everyone is pretty much going at, well, they're going at a decent pace, and then you've got the punchy climbs, which everybody's standing up and effectively you're putting in a mini sprint. So there's no opportunity to catch from a group behind. It'd have to be the most outrageous. And you see Phillips there, look, 35 seconds behind. I mean, so that he's on his own, and then it looks like a minute 20-ish, the group behind that. So yeah, it's these front 11 riders, of which I'm well placed here. I've got to say, I've got a real consistency and confidence now. Each time you get promoted into a different group, you get the obvious shock of the rest of the riders can climb a little bit faster, a little bit harder. The rest of the riders, you find more can sprint faster, sprint from further out. I've found you do get a little bit more attacking off that front group and people trying things on, trying to split the pack. Certainly on the longer, the fresh out, the longer climbs, you get a larger proportion of the group that are literally just stronger climbers than you. We're going up for the fourth time, I think it is, here. Stood right over the front of those pedals to try and got the feather on, roughly 550 watts ish. Sees me at the front, so everyone's feeling it just like I am. So yeah, but I've settled into this group now, and as you can see here, I'm going on the flats, I'm competing on the flats, I'm competing on the little pushes, I'm competing on the sprint climbs. In a couple of races previously, I'm competing on the longer climbs to an extent. And the proof is, as I said in the previous video, my objective is to, I reckon if I can increase my net ZRS by even just one every race, that means clearly I'm in the top half of the finishers. But like the last race where I got +5 ZRS, I'm in the top 20 or even better, top 10. So if you increase your ZRS, and I will be promoted doing that eventually through little incremental improvements on ZRS, then I'll get promoted and we start again. Different group, different riders, different tests. Need to be stronger on the flat, the climbs. This group is pushing on. 261 average has gone down a little notch, or mine has. Push, get up that little climb. There we go. I've got the anvil here, which I'll use, get it used now. Little descent coming up. 450 calories burnt. I'm between 85 and 90 RPM on the flat. 15th gear, 7.5 miles completed. Coming up to the 5th lap. As I said, there's 11 riders in this front group. I want to be finishing in the top 5 if I count from here. That would be a tremendous result. Very closely bunched here. I think it was here I was trying to use that draft. Oh, there you go. And then the steering. And then suddenly it kicks in. And you see quick movement in the avatar. And it was not intentional, that. Actually stopped pedalling there, foolish. 3.4 miles to go, shortest route round the corner. Everybody's pushing. I was trying to get in the draft there, definitely. I do remember that. And the steering function was just not working. You'll see it kick in again in a minute. So I'm getting 0 draft, there you go. Then it kicks in. I really enjoy those little stand-up 2% for whatever, 50 feet. Another one coming in a minute. Just suits my style because I get a little break and then I can stand up on the pedals. Here we go. Penultimate climb for the lap. Well, priority climb for the lap. Round that bend, stand up over the little crest. on the little descent. Everyone's come past there. Blimey, everyone's intending. I suspect someone won't attack off the front. 551, 577. Through comfortably. Everybody used their feather power up there, through the banner. What's going to happen here? It's 263 average. Need to get in that draft. Had to stand up there just to make sure. Someone using the anvil with great effect there. Stand up. Not concentrating there. Push right through to the front. That's good. Good power. Pleasing to watch that. Up again. Stay in that front. 2.6 miles to go. 510 feet climbed. Just over 21 minutes completed. And this race is on. Everyone's pushing for and jostling for position. I think it's down to 9 riders now. I've got to say, let's have a look. I'm 3rd, 4th, 5th. Eight riders, I reckon. Not sure where the other 3. It's not clear. Oh, Edlund, the Swede, dropped off. It's not really clear who else dropped off though. Anyway, let's carry on with this race. Just over 2 miles to go. 543 done. Still 262 average. Coming through the banner. This is where we'll come down in just over under 2 miles. Fantastic opportunity to sprint. Very well placed here. Head's absolutely steaming. Done some work on this crit race, I tell you. Really enjoyed it. Great exercise, great, just under 30 minutes exercise, tell you. 1.7 miles to go. People getting rid of that anvil there before the climb. So I will have the feather and some people won't, which is an advantage and which is good. Come round this right-hander, probably stand up here just to push through. There we go. It's building now. Swig that water bottle before the final 1.5 miles. Fast. 10 miles completed in a minute. We're going to go up this final climb. I'm going to put it right in everybody will be. Here we go, sat down, probably going to have to stand up. Everybody else is in the same position. Very well placed. There you go, the start of that little push, timed push. People drop the feathers, I've dropped the feather on. Right. Get right up. Stand up. I've got some work to do there. They're pushing off the front. Someone's pushed right off the front. 608, 635. That's probably the strongest climb. Look at that rider off the front though. With a mile to go. Is he going for it? Someone's gone off attacking with a mile to go. Surely that's too far out. Everybody else who didn't have the feather has passed me. I'm now in 7th. Climb up, power, get on the short side of that. The anvil's no good on that climb for those riders. Bunch back together now. Have we caught that front rider? Get into the draft. That's where it wasn't working again. There, do you see the big swing? Get up and get into the back of those riders. Push, push. 450, 490, 518. There we go. 0.6 of a mile, I'm right back in it. That took a bit out of me though. Need to get into that front group. Half a mile to go, 630 feet climbed. Avatars all over because of the functionality of that blooming steering. We're all good here though. I think 2 more corners. Oh, you can see around this little chicane. Then we've got a left-hander. Get up there, 0.3 of a mile. Don't get dropped here or left behind. I've still got the feather. I'm going to use that with 1,000 feet to go. We turn round here and I think we're on the sprint. Oh, they've gone. Use the feather. I've used the feather. Here we go. Stand up. Stand up. Right. Why have I stopped? Why is my avatar going all over? Get up. Frustrating to watch. I know it is. There we go. 6th. Very consistent. I'm very happy with that. Goodness me. It's frustrating watching that sprint. Could have easily been in the podium there. Enjoyed it. Happy with what I did there. Another hearty effort. Really pleased. 3.5, 265 watts. That's a strong 27 minutes for me. 3.5 watts a kilo. It's nearly 3.6 watts a kilo. That for me actually. Fantastic. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll be back on this Glasgow circuit again, but really getting to grips with this group now, consistently getting in the top 10. And I added another 5 ZRS. I'm 490 now, chasing 500 into the new year. If you enjoy it, like and subscribe. Thank you.